Hi guys, welcome to BlueMoonRisingTV. I've got the unfortunate job of standing outside the Bernabeu again, the stadium I never want to see again in my life, with Vitaly again.
Yeah, I'm sorry guys, you've probably seen too much of my face already. This will be the last time.
There's no such thing as too much Vitaly, but yeah, this will be the last time. And we're just going to look back on the game last night in the cold light of day. And we're going to talk about 3 points. And we're going to discuss the 3 points that, if the 3 changes, that if they'd have happened, maybe Manchester City could have stolen a win. Now, there was nothing to me in this game last night that made me think, oh, that one thing could change it. But let's have a look at maybe what could have stolen us a goal. I think the first situation I'd like to talk about is the manager situation. Now, Pellegrini, we know, is on his way out in summer, and Guardiola's coming in. Now, Guardiola got knocked out in the semi-final. He got to the same point as Pellegrini did.
Yeah.
But do you think that if, with a more dynamic manager, with a Guardiola, he may have been able to bring something different to last night's game?
Well, I think, yeah, definitely something different with Guardiola, very specific style of play, and how he motivates his player and kind of become a group. I think maybe a lot of people would disagree with me that the fact that it's been known for already maybe a month or 2 months that Pellegrini is on his way out. Since February, that people are excited to bring Guardiola in. That maybe this last run, this last 2 months of Pellegrini, he's kind of I don't know, detached himself emotionally from the group.
He's already on holiday in his mind a little bit.
Because thinking about how a different manager could have changed the game, I think I saw a case of the players not giving everything for his manager, and maybe I think that's what it is. This group maybe already detached from Pellegrini.
Yeah, it's speaking in the last video with Iñaki on your channel, we were saying how it feels like there's no philosophy there as well. It just feels like it's a group of players who've been thrown together, and watching that game, you don't really know what they've been told or how they've been told to play. It just looks like just try and win, just try and be better.
And this to me was really strange because Pellegrini is a proven coach. He's made it to the semi-finals with Villarreal. That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
He's won the Premier League with City, and I think the first year of Pellegrini, you were a stronger team than now.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think Pellegrini, his tactics or his game plan didn't show yesterday.
Yeah. And there's talk that Pellegrini might be on his way back to Spain next season. I would certainly rather that he came to Spain than stayed in England, because you just don't want that to have to play against your own man. Old managers love to beat the team that sacked them as well, don't they? That's what they do. So that would be a disaster. So coming to Spain would be good. Now, as we know, Gary Neville got the boot at Valencia. Do you think that there's a space there for him in Valencia? Pellegrini?
Well, right now Valencia is kind of a cauldron of managers. They've had 3 managers this year. It started with Nuno Espirito Santo, who wasn't doing that bad. Then they brought Gary Neville in. Apparently that was going to save him, and he did bad. And now there's Paco Ayestaran. So right now, if you told me that Valencia is thinking about a new manager, yeah. And well, Pellegrini is a proven coach here at he's done amazing jobs with Malaga and Villarreal, so maybe Valencia would be a good stop for him.
Okay, all right, let's wrap this part up, the first segment. So what do you think, guys? Let us know in the comments. Do you think that with Guardiola in there last night, with that dynamism, would he have lifted the team? Would he have got the Agueros and the De Bruynes playing better? Let's move on to the second part now. That's the very thing, the players. They didn't seem to show up for City last night. If our big players had turned it on, do you think with a flash of genius from an Aguero, a killer pass from De Bruyne, or Yaya Toure running 20 yards, do you think we might have been able to steal something last night? Absolutely.
I think that was really the key, as we were saying before. Maybe them not giving everything for the manager. Maybe he didn't know how to motivate them. But at this point, players, professionals like this, they don't need a coach to motivate them playing here.
There's a big debate on the comments on our YouTube channel about where does the blame lie, and I guess that's what we're talking about now. Is it the manager? Is it the players? Is it both? You've got to say, like you say, the players, no matter who's playing them, with that kind of ability, with a 7-year-old boy, Braden, if he'd have been managed them, they should have been able to do something out there, right?
Yeah, and I was especially surprised by Yaya Toure. He's a player I like. I was excited to see him play, but he absolutely looked not match fit. He was walking. You could see his quality, but it was definitely not enough for creating danger to our defense and our midfield. So I was kind of disappointed to see that Pellegrini played him, and the way that he played, walking a lot. And then also De Bruyne, I was expecting more from De Bruyne. Yeah. I love saying that name, De Bruyne. And also more from Agüero. It is true that our defense did a great job containing them. But this is what good players do. They create their chances when they have good defenders.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you can't stop the best players for 90 minutes from not creating any chances.
Exactly.
Chances should happen. It's about how you use those chances. Yaya Toure, we've got to talk about him. He is coming in for a lot of stick, a lot of negativity from our fans at the moment, and there's videos going around online that just show him just walking around, ambling around like he's already thinking that he's retired, and he's already thinking about summer. We're in a semi-final of the Champions League at the Bernabeu. It doesn't get much bigger, really, and he didn't turn up, and it just makes me think that's Yaya Toure gone now. And I just think we should have maybe got rid of him last summer because he would have gone out on a high. As it is, he's going out on a bit of a low.
Yeah, and I think yesterday, like we saw when Sterling came on to substitute him, he did a better job. And it got me thinking, like, what if Sterling had played from minute 1 instead of Yaya Toure?
Yeah, he was causing problems. I mean, he wasn't amazing,
But he was a lot better.
But he was definitely more active, more mobile. You were getting like 2 players on him to have to cover him at one point. I didn't really see it from in the ground, but I've read that there was a nasty tackle on Sterling in the end.
That was a Lucas Vázquez, very nasty tackle.
People said it could have been a red.
It should have been a red. It's kind of weird to see Lucas Vázquez, who's a very, let's say, friendly player. He's a warrior, but like, I don't think I had seen him tackle anybody like that. Right. And when we saw the replay, it was a horrible tackle. He should have seen a red card for sure.
Okay.
He didn't.
Pepe moment. Quite aggressive. But yeah,
hung on with the Pepe. That was a long time ago, man. We haven't seen Pepe do anything like that in a long time.
Oh, okay, yeah, I still have memories of Pepe's 2-footed lunges that I'll never forget that. But I think, I think if it had been down to 10 men, do you know what? I think on last night's showing, even with 10 men, we probably wouldn't have scored. But it might have given us a bit more motivation. It might have made us turn it on. But if you don't turn it on anyway here, you could have had 7 men for the last 10 minutes, and I don't see us scoring. It just seemed like one of those that we just weren't there. The last point I want to talk about, Vitaly, is our captain going off in the first 10 minutes. I missed the first 10 minutes because the police weren't letting us in, and so I didn't see it, but apparently we were a lot stronger in the first 10 minutes, and then when Company went off, it was noticeable. Company has had so many injuries, and it gets to the point now where, it's just become a regular thing to see him go off. But when you lose your captain, a huge game like this, he leads from the back, and to lose a player of that stature, do you think it can mentally affect the team?
Absolutely, and I think, like your captain is a center back like ours, like Sergio Ramos.
Yeah.
And, the first 10 minutes I was expecting Madrid to be attacking more, but we saw again 10 minutes that, very cautious.
Yeah.
But Company was doing a great job. Definitely, seeing your captain go off so early has to affect. I also think that, there should be more people on the pitch, kind of like ready to step up and take on that role.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
it's something we didn't see in City.
Yeah, no, too right. I mean, it's not a good enough excuse, really. There should be other players there ready to, like exactly as you said, to fill his boots. But it shows the position we're in and the big changes that need to be made at Manchester City in the summer. And we're all excited about that. But, with this team, there's no excuses, really. I think maybe if all 3 of those things changed, we might have got a goal. But that's it, there was no one thing that you say if we'd had that we would have won it.
Yeah, I mean,
it was all across the pitch.
Specifically about injuries, like we also had some players that were not 100%.
Exactly.
We had this scare with Bale. Like it looked at one point that he's going to be injured again.
Yeah.
Ronaldo, maybe there's going to be this debate for some days that he was not 100%.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I agree with you. Those 3 things had changed. If you had come with Guardiola yesterday, and your big players had turned up, and our Company had played in the 90 minutes, you would have probably won it.
Yeah.
But if
it was no one thing, was it? It seemed to be all over the pitch. Right, guys. That's the end of our quite sad, really miserable review. Let's put this behind us anyway. Let us know what you think, though. Is it the end of Yaya Toure at Manchester City? Is it the end of, it is the end of Pellegrini. Are you looking forward to Guardiola coming? Are we building him up too much, or do you think he'll take us to that next level? And finally, will Vincent Kompany still be our captain next season, or have his injuries gone too far? How many big injuries can you have in one season, but you have to think, maybe we need somebody else? A lot to look at, a lot to pour over. We're going to have all summer to think about this. Oh my God.
He's going to go crazy.
I know, I'm going to pull all my hair out by the start of next September. Anyway, guys, like the video, subscribe. Make sure you check out Real Galacticos as well. They're doing some great stuff. Going to the final, woohoo. Subscribe to us, subscribe to them. We'll see you at Arsenal
It's been an
Sunday.
absolute pleasure, guys.